Hi, welcome back to my decorating series. We're going to go inside and go to the seventh floor for the second room, which is the games room. So I was pretty sure that there were some games related things. I wanted this to be more of a card and board feel as opposed to a computer gaming feel. And I thought there were more things that were in kind of that idea. And as I scrolled through the lists, I realized there weren't nearly as many things as I thought, which is okay. It still works out in the end. But a lot of stuff I ran into, I was like, oh, that's either computer gaming or like a toy room feel or an arcade feel. So I'm pulling out the things that seem like card and board, which I ended up getting a lot of stuff out of the Alice in Wonderland, which is still relatively new. But I didn't want it to be all tea party type stuff. But there's a lot of stuff that's like tea, but also kind of the right feel for card, because of course a lot of it is themed after the Queen of Hearts and the cards. But I wanted to use, I think, the jigsaw puzzle. I considered that red and black floor, which I'm still thinking about going back and trying to see if it looks all right after what I end up doing in this room. But this room kind of took its time deciding what it wanted to be. I liked the idea of these Mickey walls, but after a bit, I'm going to change them because as things evolve, I realized that I needed to do something a little different. And now I'm looking for tables. I like that circle table. But again, I'm not totally convinced. Like, I feel like this, when I kind of go back through the rooms again, maybe in a year or so, I might redo some stuff or add things because I think we're going to get new objects, of course. But I might, revamp some things, and that table may be on the chopping block. I like it okay for now. But where the room ends up is kind of a different vibe than what that table is. So it's okay, and it'll do. But, I struggled a little bit with this room. I end up liking what happened, but when I started working on it and realized how little card and board stuff was actually in the objects, I was convinced for a while that I was actually going to size this room down. I don't end up doing that, but I was afraid I was going to not end up with enough stuff, which for me, I like rooms that have a lot of stuff. So anything that feels like it's not going to have enough objects or that I'm not exactly sure the direction, I feel like have been more on consideration for making the room small. So right now I have kind of settled on red, black, and white as being my main color scheme, hence the reason that circle table is on the chopping block a little. And I went to Daisy's boutique, which is rare, and Scrooge's shop, and looked at the time bending table just to make sure. But the reason I went to Daisy, which I never do for these things, is because I actually really liked the idea of the door that we can customize because it's got a diamond shape on it. And I was like, oh, wouldn't it be nice to have some more, playing card type things besides just hearts, because we have a lot of heart stuff. I'm interested to see why they call these the playing card rugs modular, because there's only one, and it's not like you can they can butt right up against each other, but they're not modular in the way I think of modular. So I'm not sure. It'd be nice if they had spades and clubs and diamonds, but they don't. And so this is where I'm trying to figure out the spacing of the room. I really only have 3 games in the room. Like a bookshelf I thought about with maybe we could pretend there's boxes of board games and stuff on the shelves, but I end up not going that direction. But I've got the dartboard, I've got the thing that looks like a checkerboard, and then I've got that other little game board. And then I wanted snacks in this room. Oh, and this is where I decide the walls need to change, and I need to go black and white. So I end up alternating this tile, but I get to a point here in a minute where I settle on some windows because I don't like that you can't move the windows up and down on the wall. You can only move them side to side. So a lot of the things that have like a wainscoting or like that kind of half wall cutoff, looked kind of weird with some of the windows to me. So there was really only one window that I was interested in that was above the tiling and looked right to me. So now I'm looking for a lot of red and black and white stuff to kind of pull the room together color-wise. And decided the clocks were a good fit for this room. I actually liked the idea of there's a giant sand hourglass thing that I really wanted to make work in here, but it was dominating. It was huge, so I decided not to. I bought a lot of stuff from Scrooge because I realized I hadn't picked up some extras of a lot of the stuff I've unlocked recently, and that's how I ended up with all these clocks. And then, oh, what was it? There was something else that I bought. Oh, the dice. The dice are the other thing. And I was like, oh yeah, dice are perfect for this room. So these are the windows I settled on. They're not like so awesome, but they're fine. Like they're fine. The windows are not the focal of this room for sure. The next room, spoiler alert, I plan on lining all the walls with windows, but that's not this week's. I really wanted to try and add something else to this wall with the dartboard because it looked really empty. And I was looking at the memory frame and the storybook frame, but the only one that kind of fit color-wise was the Fantasia one, the Sorcerer's Apprentice one. And it didn't go thematically in the room, so it's fine. I kind of wouldn't have minded just an Alice in Wonderland one, like maybe something with the Queen of Hearts, but we don't have that, so it works out okay. You wouldn't really want lots of art and stuff on the walls next to a dartboard in case you throw a dart and hit it, so it's fine. But I thought about jamming a whole bunch of extra clocks over here. I end up not doing that. I just cluster them up near this other board game. And I don't think I put any plants in this room. I thought about a few, but none of them really fit color-wise or like would go in the little nooks or tables or corners that I had. Oh, I like the fact that I turned the cards. I kind of like the fact that they're not quite straight. I liked a lot of the like wonky shapes and curvy lines and oh yeah, now we're making snacks. I make a lot of snacks because not all foods end up looking the same when you put them out in the world. So I wanted to make sure I have a wide variety of snack type foods and beverages, things like that, just because I didn't want to just get up there with like 4 things and go, ew, none of these work. So I make a lot of different foods and then pare it down once I'm up there. Oh yeah, there's a lot of little snacky things. And then I didn't want to decide. I don't like having to decide in the moment before I'm up there moving things around. Popcorn, some almonds. I even made a pizza because I was like, I could see gaming in pizza. I've done that before. But I didn't make everything. I thought about just make everything that looks like it could fit. And then I was realizing just how many food things that was going to be. And I was like, that's too much. But look how much I made. So much. And then I wanted to put them around near the tables and on the little, dice that are around. I picked some things that were black and red, like the stuff that we got from the Cheshire Cat. The French fries, because they have like the red sauce and the black stand and the white holder for the fries. I was like, oh, that's like color like fits in. But you can see just how much food I made. So much nachos, but just anything that looked like a finger food. I just wanted to try it out and see what would happen. And then just last minute scrolling, trying to find anything else black, white, or red to fit in, and didn't really settle on too much. All right, well, let's go inside and check it out, shall we? This makes us halfway through the 7th floor already. And part of the reason I picked the games room as my second room was because I kind of felt like this was going to be a room that I would struggle with the most of the 4 rooms I've picked to do up here. And I wasn't wrong. But I think it turned out all right. Once I figured out that I wanted to do black, white, and red as the color palette, it helped me really figure out what would work in here together. So the clocks also helped because they were black, white, and red. Even that Mickey clock that we had before Alice stuff came. But I love the little snacks and drinks on the table next to the board game. I don't like the fact that the dartboard disappears. You have to look kind of down or to the side to really have it show up. I kind of wish it was like red and black because I think that would have fit better, but there aren't any choices for color for the dartboard, so we go with what we've got because it fits the theme of the room. And then, yes, all the different foods. There were so many choices for snack foods, which was great. I actually like the fact that I got to put the Oswald clock in here because I don't know how many places it will fit, but I'm glad I got to use these black and white couches. Even though the side table here, this little lamp with the Mad Hatter's hat on it is tea themed, the table fits the vibe. So I kind of feel like this one will be a good candidate for revamping in a year or so. But after, like I said, after I figured out the color scheme, I think it really helped it come together. So another one checked off my list and another room down in this 80-room house. That's it for today's decorating adventure. If you liked this video, a thumbs up is a great way to let me know, and a subscription will keep you up to date on my latest shenanigans. If you want to hang out with me live, I stream on YouTube and Twitch on Thursday evenings and middays on Sunday. I hope you have a lovely day, night, time, wherever you are, whenever you are. And I'll see you next time.